Back at one of my favorite gyms, gonna work with one of my favorite people, Dave Tate. So Dave has done this clip where he does a high box squat, reverse banded spider bar squat with a crap ton of weight.
Get back!
And the clip is just, there's something about it. I have to try it. I have to figure out what is with this. So I'm gonna go inside and I'm gonna see for myself.
Are you gonna do your heaviest rep ever?
This is probably gonna be the heaviest rep I've ever done, yeah. We're back. Come over here, look at this. I got a lot more stuff here, man. This place is packed. Chuck's still here.
That he is.
I love that, man. That is so good. All right. There's the man himself.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. All right, Dave.
Mr. Dave
Good.
Tate.
Good to see you.
Oh, shit. Oh, man, that was a nightmare.
Dave has been on our channel a lot of times. We've done a lot of crazy videos. I like the Maniac Controls My Workout one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
The 7 or 8 minute quad set.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was creative. We still use some stuff in that. That one where you sit down and you have to pick up your legs to touch your toes. That was just wild.
Yeah.
So this is I don't know. Let me just get into it.
It's a spider bar.
It's a spider. Yes, I heard.
Reverse band spider
Reverse
bar.
the band, spider bar, and a high box. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, why did you invent this?
Okay, the reason why I'm doing this, to try to condense it a little bit, is both of my hips have been replaced. I still like to squat really, really heavy, okay? So I don't have a lot of people that I'm training with either. So the worst thing that could happen to me is if I'm squatting below parallel and a knee comes in. That's gonna pop my hip out. So from that to go heavy, even on like a ass to grass type squat, I'm not really a big fan of doing that, because if something goes south in the bottom of the squat, it's going to be more than me just missing the weight. From that, I came up with a high box for all my heavy work. For super, super light work, I'll use a tsunami bar, go lighter. So that stuff's being covered, but super light.
Yeah.
But that doesn't fill my brain need to be able to lift heavy squats, because I love heavy squats more than anything. How can I first make it safer? So if something does happen, I just end up sitting on the box, right? Knee doesn't come in.
Gotcha.
So that eliminates that problem. Second problem is you don't have a whole lot of spotters. Well, now the bar's here instead of here, because it's a spider bar.
Yeah.
So now I'm not having anybody tear biceps because something went south, right? And it's the spider bar, which I can't hold a regular bar, so there's that. And I could just flip it, right? And then it bounces off. So the next part was, how can I still keep the really, really heavy stuff that's going to keep the bone density I spent my whole life trying to develop?
Yeah.
Right? If I've spent my whole life squatting 6, 7, 8 and above, right in there, and now I'm limited to only squatting 3, 4, what's going to happen with the bone density? That can be debatable, but how can I still keep the heavier weight at the top, but take the risk out of the bottom? Well, the reverse bands. And the first one's pretty much going to, it's pretty much 0 at the bottom, but it's going to be close to full weight at the top.
Wow. That's an ab exercise.
Yes. So, well, I mean, that's the one
That's
thing.
an ab exercise.
I mean, when you suggested it, the first thing that went through my mind is, well, why the hell does anybody really want to do this unless they're a washed-up meathead like myself, where I'm just trying to develop the bone density, the core stability, all the other stuff from that top part, trying to fill a stupid need that's in my head. But I think as you're going to go through this, what you're going to find is you still got to pick the top weight, which the top weight's more than likely going to be over what your max is.
Yeah.
But you still got to get it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the tricky part, though, because you're going to get it out. You're going to think, oh man, this is heavy. But then the first indication, if it's too heavy, it's going to feel like a walkout.
Ooh.
Where you're like, oh no, man, I don't want to do this,
I
right?
hate walkouts.
So that's what it's going to feel like. But you got to remember, as soon as you start going down, the band's going to start taking some of it off.
How many lifters you have in here lifting singlets?
In singlets?
Yeah. You're all powerlifters. Come on, am I the only one?
None.
Am I a weirdo here today?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
With the warm.
Man, I
legs.
do my grip training in a singlet.
Why wear a singlet when you have to wear it in a meet, you know? It's a different generation, right? And when I competed, I didn't even know where my singlet was until I had to pack for the meet.
Yeah.
It's like, where the hell is my singlet? Because we only had it for the bench.
What, you didn't have 9 different singlets in different colors?
No, I had like one that was the wrestling singlet I had in high school. It's like, where the hell is my singlet? And then you have to borrow it. Just wonderful.
My feet feel, there's a lot of tension at the top. It's like a blood pressure, 220 over 120.
Great.
Good for me, yeah. So my feet feel good at the top. When I try to squat down, I feel like it's pulling me forward.
You gotta squat almost like a gear lifter here, where you're just gonna, almost like a plie
Okay.
squat. That's gonna keep the bar, that's gonna keep it in more of a straighter.
Should I kind of open up my feet a bit like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let me try that rep again. What's up there? Yeah, I did.
Would you say one of the things that throws people off with this is just the band tension and how it pulls you forward?
Yes, you gotta watch how you hook the bands up. That's kind of what we were talking about beforehand. Is sometimes with a monolift, the band or the monolift, the way it moves, the mechanism, if the bands are touching that mechanism too much, it moves the bands,
Okay.
which is gonna push the lifter forward or push the lifter back. I mean, if that's what you want, that's fine, but that's what we don't want when you're trying to do this. You want it to kind of stay straight, so that's why I go way over the top. And I also use a lot of carabiners because you don't want too much being taken off at the top, because what's the point?
Right.
You know, it's the top. But you gotta have some of it still on there at the top, otherwise it's gonna move the band around.
Gotcha.
Like it will slip out. You gotta tell me what jumps you want, so what are you comfortable with?
go.
Another red is another 110. A 550 plus 80. Bar's 80. You can add that in.
635. Okay.
It only gets fucked when you have filming this, right? I'm not gonna curse.
We're coming out basic arithmetic here.
I'm gonna try to make it through the whole thing without swearing once. But it gets messed up when you start putting regular plates on there with the kilos, because you're like, oh no, wait a minute. This is 550, the bar's 80, and then this is like 45.
That's not what you want to be doing at the top set with your knees wrapped. Wait a minute. No, that's wrong. Now what? Oh,
Yeah.
Powerlifting 101, you cannot miss plate math class.
No, you cannot miss plate math class, but it gets weird when there's kilos and pounds and bars. See how that's now starting to pull the monolift a little bit? Did you feel it?
no. Feel good.
All right.
I just feel like at the very bottom, I'm having to kind of like, the weight is on my toes.
You want it midfoot, so
Yeah, I feel like I'm having to do.
probably move up a little
push.
bit more. Yeah.
I still feel it on my toes, not as much when I move it forward
His
a
feet
bit.
are caving in.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it on my left foot. You're rolling in a little bit.
Okay.
Right at the bottom. I don't know if that's exactly where you said you were feeling that before.
These are problems I never have when I squat normally. But I never do this lift. This is a weird lift.
It's different though, because you gotta have your feet a little bit closer.
Yeah.
This way, right? It's different than a normal squat. So that's why, if that's where your feet need to be, at least mark a marker, because when you get underneath there, just where your toes are at. Because it's gonna be different than if you're just using a mono normally. And as we go up, you'll figure it out a little bit more.
Try that up.
See how it's not there?
Yeah.
Right, so this is also a guide to keep your feet forward, because the box is there.
Oh, I got
You see what I'm saying? So if you try to move your feet back, worst thing that can happen is the box slides back.
Right.
So it's not gonna stick you anywhere. You know what I'm saying? See, because now when you go to get underneath it, you're gonna have to really, see?
Yeah. Yeah. This part of the funny part of the video that you did when you hit your 1040, I think it was watching you get in.
Yes.
It's like getting into a cockpit.
It is.
It's like getting into a cockpit.
Yeah, exactly.
Rockets are ready to
It's
launch.
super heavy, you can't have anything up.
Right.
So that's all the little tricks, I guess, from being the expert at one lift nobody else does.
Perfect.
All right, another 110-pound jump. One thing you had commented earlier was about the breathing technique.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, what I'm looking for, everybody braces a little bit different. I don't want to get into that hole. I don't want to go down that whole rabbit hole. But with this, a lot of things happen where, because the weight's so heavy at the top, I think what we're going to have him do is to pull in as much air as he can through his nose first, then actually take it out and pull the rest through his mouth to be able to keep this more stable.
Okay.
Because as we get up closer to, you know, it's probably 800, 900 or whatever it's going to be, that's going to be the limiting factor, is going to be getting it out with a stable base. Right now you can see it's moving a little bit. I'm not changing anything now because the pad will begin to start to compress soon. Which for a lot of, even if it's a safety squat bar and you're going really, really heavy, sometimes you'll find when you get super heavy, you need to change your rack height.
Huh.
You really have to bring the rack height down a little bit because you're smashing the bar more as the weight gets heavier.
This is strong guy problems.
Yes, yes.
And again, that can put you in another tailspin as far as mental space.
Well, yeah, or you can't get it, like in this case, you can't get it off the hooks. So here you are, you're trying, you're like, and, you know, they're trying to release this, but this hook won't let it come out.
Yeah.
Because it's still stuck in there. So then it's like, at what point do you got to just say, okay, stop, readjust that? You know what I'm saying? Most of the time you're already mentally there. It's just like, fuck, keep going, we'll figure it out.
Spine is compressing
We're not
too.
just talking about the bar compressing, your spine compresses. That's
Your
why
body,
I have
your
to-
traps, the muscle, everything's going to compress a little bit.
Really good. That felt like a squat.
So you wedge in there a little bit, then right before you go to take it out, pull everything in through your nose and to make your 360-degree tightness, right?
Yeah.
But then as soon as you stand up with it, pull a little bit through the mouth. You shouldn't be able to pull a lot through your mouth because you already pulled most through your nose.
Right.
You can't do this opposite. Take in as much air as you can through your mouth into your, let's say your belly, right? Okay, now try to breathe through your nose. It's like breathing under the water.
Yeah.
You can't do it, right? Now go the opposite. Go through your nose first to get just as much air. Not your chest and your belly though. No? See how you can get a little bit through your mouth?
Yeah.
You can't do it one way. It only works one way,
Okay.
right? So what you want is that little bit more air before you go. But you want, let's just throw numbers out. Let's say 90% you're gonna get through your nose. You want the other 10% after you pick,
Okay.
you know, before you go down. Not the other way around. The key thing is you gotta get it out.
Right.
Right, so you want everything you can to be able to stand up with it. 770 plus 80.
Why are you trying? What is this, a math competition?
Yes.
It's a head lift. It's all in your head. It's a headset.
So we're gonna need it on you here soon, right?
Yeah.
I know some guy that sells some.
Oh, the competition plates. They're all mine.
I hate these things, so the only reason. I only started bringing them over as I was peaking this last training cycle. Because you run out of room on the bar with the other plates.
When you put these on, you have to flex, right?
But these things suck.
Oh, I see.
So why haven't you bought any?
Why haven't I bought any of these? Because they're expensive.
And they suck.
That sucks.
I guess I should say the only reason why they're here is because to use regular plates, you get to a point you can't load anymore.
Yeah.
So at least if half, that's why I was saying before, it messes me up because I got half and half.
Yeah.
And because normally it would just be like 4. I keep 3 or 4 on there at all time. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's kind of like the first set. And then run them out, but you get to a point, what are you going to do? Start putting weights up here?
This.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I almost said 1,000. Yeah. I've never done 1,000-pound anything, have I?
You want that?
What?
Do you want that instead of this?
Yeah, throw on 15 or 30 pounds. I do want chalk on my hands for some reason. Is that a normal thing? Like, I know I don't need it.
Actually, I put it all over my shit. I put it on my forearms, I put it everywhere. And up, push.
Whoa! Whoa! Ah! Okay, yeah. I don't even know how to describe. That's just like a lot of head pressure.
I'm happy because I kind of feel good about myself now because I never knew what I was doing was really, really bad or good. If it made you strain, then I feel a little better about myself. Well, Ted one time got in underneath there with like 850 and did it for 10.
Oh God,
Man, I really suck.
Ooh, that jump there was that jump was legit though. That last, because what happened was is what you said was going to happen. You saw me like what the f?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I'm trying to. Okay, wait. Okay, I don't want to go down.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down, but I'm going down.
Yeah.
All right, I'm here. And then when you start pushing up, it's like, okay, this is taking a long time. Okay, this sucks. Yeah, this sucks. My head's about to explode. Okay.
Well, there is the second part though, because you got the okay shit sucks. It's like, and then as you start to go down, once you sit in there, if you actually apply as much pressure as you can get through it a way easier.
Yeah.
Right. So you kind of like hung out there a little bit tight.
Yeah.
And there you can do more, but right, you're mentally fucked down because like heavy, weight, not bad. Start to come up, oh, heavy, because it's starting to come back on again.
Yeah.
So you're not building the momentum to try to go through it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's lifting big weights and then there's learning how to lift big weights more effectively.
Oh.
You could do this easier, the same way, way easier.
Yeah.
You know, with a little better mental approach, maybe some salts, and you know, having the confidence to sit down in it, knowing you're going to come back up with it.
Yeah. You don't
just-
waste so much time thinking.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I know this is going to work out. So
Yes.
There's less of that 1 second here. 1
But
second
yeah,
there.
you know, the learning lesson of that though, that's not just this, that's every lift that you
Yeah,
ever max out on.
it is, yeah.
It's the same process.
Wow. Okay. I'm good.
You don't want to go up anymore?
I don't know. I did 1,000 pounds. I think it's a good for my first day on this lift, right?
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah.
No more Mars attack below your head up?
It's not 890 for 10, but you know, no more Mars attacks, head explodes. Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. Sam, I got your warm-up weight. You want to get underneath it?
Sure. Hold the camera.
Okay.
Look, she did it. Done. She locked it out. Done.
Wow, Sam, good
Her
job.
knees are locked, her back is locked. Done.
Expert level.
You know,
Elite
we
level.
should have put 5 more pounds on.
Oh yeah. Damn it. That means I would have had to gone up and wait. All right, Dave.
I know. We know you can't live with that, so we'll just.
We never
We'll
actually
be
get
even.
ammonia, so I'm just gonna.
Come on, he's been trying to
Fake it.
place your product the whole time.
That's payback right there. Woo!
All right.
Now you get to pay
Yeah.
him back randomly.
No, I already got him with the other thing or last year. The fleshlight thing.
I forgot about
That's the payback
Yeah,
from the fleshlight.
You got a flashlight with a bunch of ammonia ampules cracked up at the bottom of it.
That goes right in your throat.
Follow Dave, Elite FTS. Check out all their stuff. One of my favorite companies. A good chunk of the equipment in my gym is from them. Their group makes awesome stuff. And
We actually have more coming
we don't actually have enough room for it.
because he has a.
And I'm gonna
he
have
has
to have
addiction.
Matt actually help me figure out where to put it all.
I can teach you how to do that. I'm the master of putting too much in the weight room. As I've always said, there's always room. Right?
Yeah.
No matter what it is, there's always room.
Okay.
There's never a time when there's not more room.
So you support this addiction?
Most definitely.